Man, I love high chews. I can only chew them like 5 times before I want to swallow them, though. They're low on flavor, but they're high on chew. So anyway, in this episode, I'm going to be talking about Cyrus, because I didn't really get around to talking about in the previous one. I got distracted by a bunch of stuff. I do that. The purpose of the footage is less so to keep... I mean, yeah, it's to keep track of my journey, playing through all the games my old man didn't get to... He either didn't get to play or he just didn't get to finish. As I mentioned before, he would get shovelware JRPGs all the time, and he never really finished any of them. He got a lot of games he just didn't finish. God of War was the 2018 or whatever, the reboot. He never finished that. He never finished a bunch of games, and I'll be getting those eventually too. Those are on the list. I tried playing those last year in June or July-ish, and I just hadn't gotten to this format that I'm currently using, in which I just play the game, I record it for an hour, and then when I'm done, I just talk about just like a topic or something, and it's just what's going. It's the footage is just background, not noise. This is the noise. The background is the video, and it's just a rough idea of like, oh yeah, here's where I am in the journey of playing all these like 120 fucking 3 games my old man never really got to play. And well, I'm playing a game that he would have wanted to play this. That's actually the thing, right? He would have wanted to play this. It wasn't on his radar. And I believe this also came in around 2018, 2019 or so. And I part of this is keeping track of his life, also talking about him. And as I said before, lost all my parents, and I lost him to... So the thing is, right? Do you lose somebody when they start losing themselves, or when they physically die? Because I lost him years before he physically died. He had a hard life growing up. And this is something that I wasn't sure if I should have included in the first episode. That's the thing, right? Is why should I give a fuck about people that would take offense to what kind of a person my old man was? Yeah, why should I give a shit? Yeah, he was a trans man. It's a long story, but he was publicly out for over 30 years, from before I was born. And in the last years or so of his life, things went very bad. He got back into hard... I parented him a lot. Parenting your own parent, you hate to see it. Anyway, he got back into hard drugs a little after 2020, but even before then. Well, how hard is Adderall? He snorted it. He got addicted because his friends were doing it. It's so like a teenager. He got fucking hand tattoos when I was 16, and I remember being like, this is the thing that I should be doing, and then and then being told by my parent, you shouldn't get tattoos on your knuckles. That's basically tattooing unemployment on them. So here's the thing. I don't mind tattoos. I like tattoos. I plan on getting my own tattoos. My family's full of people with tattoos. My birth giver was a tattoo artist, though she was fucking horrid. She tattooed my uncle, got him down to the bone. He bit a chair. He almost bit a chunk out of the wooden chair. He hit his back ribs or something. She jammed through the muscle and everything. It was fucking awful. She did do some good work, but that wasn't great work. I think she was all fucked up when she did that work. But, yeah, my old man, what he got on his knuckles were just some of the most unemployable things you could get tattooed on your knuckles. Just so... It wasn't racist, though he himself wasn't the least racist person I can think of. He was kind of racist. But it was just, maybe don't get tattoo knuckles. Maybe don't listen to, who the fuck sang it? The Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. He listened to that a lot, especially the part with the mommy issues part. He would put that on repeat, listen to that for an hour or so, because he would get angry at grandma about something. And mind you, turbo bitch, but yeah, old man, fucking transit dude, died from drugs. The entire situation's complicated and hard to... I'd have to do a dedicated, like... I've spent a solid 40 minutes before explaining my family tree to my roommates and other people. And, oh boy. Here's the thing, right? If it's that hard to explain it to somebody in person with, like, drawings and shit, I'd have to do, like, a PowerPoint presentation for a video. So anyway, whoa. Yeah, this is all in his memory. That's why I brought him up. I can't remember what else I was talking about. So honestly, let's get back to Cyrus. The main topic of the video. Also, I didn't mention before, if you want to ask questions or you want me to cover a topic, just ask me in the comments down below, and I'll get to them eventually. I very much enjoy engaging with people. My life's work, I don't believe... I mean, is it as bad as talking about drug addiction and people dying? It might be. Not very advertiser friendly. So I'll try to skirt around some words that YouTube doesn't like, advertisers don't like, and so in the possible future of getting advertisements on my channel, I don't want to deal with, nasty little things of like, oh, you can't be monetized because you said a certain word. So anyway, my life's work has been keeping people alive who very much want to make that no longer a possibility. My old man ended up going out in that manner, and it's one of those things where it's like, man, I saved the lives of 161 people, and I couldn't save the lives of 3 of my parents. And so that's one of those things where you just kind of sit there and you think to yourself, man, I'm just gonna have to not think about this that often and not talk about it to anybody because they can't really fathom the depths of what that means. So anyway, back to Cyrus, the topic of the video, and he was one of the first options I was going to choose before I realized, oh, big purple boxes. Cyrus is a researcher. He is a brain man. I don't remember what his class name is. He's some kind of a nerd. He's kind of a wizard. He does cast spells. I don't know if they've quite explained the lore of how magic works in this setting. Yeah, he just kind of... He's basically a wizard. He's actually a teacher. He teaches noble people. They also say, I believe, commoners are allowed in that place too, but everybody seemed to be dressing fancy, so I don't know. Maybe by commoners they just mean, like, merchants' children and shit. Like middle class, like the entrepreneurial classes, stuff like that. None of the little dirt children, little, ma, I would like more beans, please. And ma is like, we have no more beans. And so the child goes beanless that night. And he is a classic example of just this. He's not like an asshole. He's just dare I say, he's a smart he's a himbo, but not muscular. He's not like a golden retriever or a Labrador. I'm not quite sure which is the one that is the himbo dog energy, but he is very much. He's like if Shakespeare wasn't a misanthrope. This dude loves learning and solving mysteries, and he doesn't realize that these These young noble women, mind you, I think they're of age. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, some of them they want to commit the fuck upon him, and he doesn't notice that they want to commit the fuck upon him, and so he doesn't uh, return their affections, and this leads to bad things like claims that he's engaging in horizontal activities with the queen to be, or just the the princess or what. I think she's going to become a queen. I'm not quite sure how this system works because generally it's like you got the king and that's who rules, and then I guess the queen secondary. If she might not even not become a queen, I don't know. She's smart though. I don't know if she wants to fuck him. But another one, I can't remember what the fuck I think she like the daughter of like a baron or something, or she might be like a countess, or some shit like that. Anyway, she has the hots for old Cyrus Pooh. This himbo, this man who stands in the middle of the city and just starts. Is pontificating the right word? He just talks to himself about shit. He'll just, like, stand there and have a fucking eureka moment about, like, the fucking mystery of, like, who stole the goddamn book. I just love the fact that his first villain is just some fucking guy with gambling debt who stole a book. And then you go to the dungeon, and another thing I love about this fucking game so far is that you when you're like walking around, right? You and the NPCs are like you're normal-ish shaped and sized. For the perspective of like a 1990s JRPG. But then when you battle and they become a boss, they're just so big. I'm like, my roommate came in here to like talk to me about something while I was playing, and I was like, yeah, here's some cool stuff. And then, he started walking off, and then off in the distance, he could hear me going, that's a big fucking nerd. Because, he's like, I don't know, man, he's like 20 foot tall as a boss. He's just big flowing dude. If his boss fight is in the footage for this audio recording, I'll make sure that it's shown. It might be in the previous one, I'm not sure. And, so, his story... How do I feel about Cyrus's story? It's decent. I don't hate it. I remember I got the questions wrong about how the mystery went, but I was also like, is this a trick question? Do I answer what I don't think? I was like, is this like I was like too caught in the moment, and I was like, I think I was also eating something. I don't know. I was probably playing like one-handed, but not in the way that you might be thinking. In the way that I referred before. If I'm eating something, I'll keep playing. It's a JRPG. I don't gotta. This isn't like time sensitive. I don't know if there's like segments later where you gotta be time sensitive. It's turn based. I just beat the fuck out of people with spells and shit, and they're all in a row, and it's all pretty cool. Cyrus is very much the kind of character that I would play in a tabletop game. In terms of the functionality of him, I've always wanted to play like a wizard, but I've always had to play like the face of a party, because I've noticed that basically nobody I play with knows how to talk to NPCs. Or, even if they are the DM, they don't know how to play as an NPC that gets talked to by me, because I like asking questions. As much as I like answering questions and talking about topics for potentially hours on end, I am the friend that has the 2 to 4 hour phone call. I love learning. I love asking questions. And so Cyrus, with his brain so bright, he just reminds me of me and my thirst for knowledge. I can't remember which asshole philosopher it was, but whoever the fuck dunked that little kid's head under the water when he was like, well, how much do you want to learn? And then when he raised him up, was like, you better want to learn as much as you want air, you fucking little shit. This was going to go in the direction of, I would have drank that river because of how thirsty I am for knowledge. But then I remembered, I think it's about the fact that, oh yeah, he fucking needs air, and Aristotle or whatever is an asshole. Anyway, I guess at the end of the day, the moral of the story is, if you can't become a jacked as fuck philosopher, then at the very least become a himbo nerd researcher teacher dude and try not to get uh allegations made against you. Yeah, that's that's the lesson today. Uh
Let's try this. Here.
Because he's a teacher. It's a lesson.